Hello guys, welcome to this version of the Polygons lesson again. We've had a previous video on polygons, but today we're going to be solving more questions on polygons, just to be able to help us to understand some more information that we have about polygons. Right, I am going to type or write something first about, let's just write it. Let's just write this. I'll write this for you. Angles. I need a different color there. Let's write it. The exterior angles of a polygon add up to 360 degrees. Now that's the first part of what we need to know. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is six-sided shape, which is a hexagon. Now, if we're saying that the six angles outside this hexagon should add up to 360, then it does make sense that each angle outside is 60 degrees. So if I get my pen here, I'm just going to get the pen. Where's the, so we can annotate it. Select, let's use the mouse. Come on now. Right, so that's better. So I'm going to write 360 degrees divided by 6, because we have 6 angles in a hexagon, and also the exterior angles are 6 in number. So it makes sense that each exterior angle here is 60 degrees. So I'm going to write 60 degrees there. Okay. So this one as well, all the exterior angles. And you know how the exterior angles are formed. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So each exterior angle of this hexagon is 60 degrees. So that makes the inside, which we call the interior angle, 120 degrees. Because angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So these two, 120 and 60, if you add them together, you get 180 degrees. Okay? Now, so this exterior here is 60 degrees. We know that now, because if we were to extend that and all that, we will get 60 degrees. I mean, if we were to extend that way, this interior would be 120, this will be 60, this will be 60 here, and so on. Now, this four-sided shape here, okay, if we do 360 divided by 4, because there are 4 angles in this four-sided shape, 360 divided by 4, it makes the exterior angle 90 degrees. So this is going to be 90 here. And if I extend that as well, this bit here is going to be 90 as well, and so on. So that makes sense. So all 4 angles outside, if you add them up, you're going to get 360. So if the outside is 90, what will be the interior angle of this four-sided shape? Of course, it's going to be 90 as well, because angles on a straight line should add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so if exterior is 90, the exterior here is 90 as well. So exterior for this four-sided shape is 90, exterior for this hexagon is 60. So both of them combined together is y. So our y becomes 60 plus 90 degrees, and our y gives us 150 degrees. So the two angles added up together is 150 degrees. I'm sorry this is not very clear, but that's what was sent that I should assist on. So do bear with us. So that's 150 degrees for the first one. All right. Then the second one, which is the B, if I just select my mouse and then I move on up there, I'm just going to clear my drawings. Hopefully you have that now. So I'm going to go to the B part. If you look at this, it's a regular polygon, yeah? Like it says, a compound shape let's read the instruction of regular polygons, work out why. So here, okay, this bit here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are 3 pentagons joined together. The first thing we want to do is to find the exterior angle, what it is for a pentagon, okay? So if I extend this angle here, what will the exterior angle of the pentagon be? Now, when I know that the exterior angles of every polygon in the world adds up to 360, I'm going to do 360 degrees divided by 5. Why am I dividing by 5? Because there are 5 angles in a pentagon, so the outside angle is also 5 angles. So if you divide this, you should get 72 degrees for the exterior angle of a pentagon, a 5-sided shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if the outside is 72, what will be the interior angle of a pentagon then? So we're going to do 180 degrees, take away 72 degrees to be able to get the interior, and that should give us 108 degrees. So if I just write 8 there, 0 and 1. So in here we have 108 degrees, okay? So if you add 72 to 108, you get 180 degrees. So if the interior is 108, this is 108 as well, and so on, okay? All the interior is 108. So it makes sense that these 3 angles here, 1, 2, and 3, is 3 lots of 108. Now 3 lots of 108 is 324, I think. So 108 times 3 is 4, 2, is 324. So, but we know that angles around a point should add up to 360 degrees, isn't it? So I need to take this 324 away from 360, and my y should be 36 degrees for that bit. When I add 36 degrees to 324, I should get 360, which makes sense because angles around the point should add up to 360 degrees. So y here is 36 degrees. Okay, I'm going to move on to C. So I'm going to clear the drawings. Now we're going to move on to C. Now, looking at this C here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is an octagon, 8-sided shape, and we're asked to find y. So we need to find what the interior is or the exterior. So if I get my pen again, so I'm going to do 360 degrees divided by 8, because there are 8 angles in an octagon, and this should give me 45 degrees for the exterior. So if I extend this, this will give me 45 degrees. Now, what do you think the interior angle of an octagon will be then? Obviously, this is going to be 135 degrees, because when you add the 2, you get angles on a straight line, which adds up to 180. So these 2 should give you 180 degrees. So if we know that this part here is, the interior here is 135 degrees for the octagon. If you look at this triangle, it's an equilateral triangle because they are all of same length, regular. So we know an equilateral triangle has 60 degrees for the inside, because angles in a triangle should add up to 180 degrees. So each of these angles for this triangle is 60 degrees. However, remember in the first one we done, we know that the exterior angle of a 4-sided shape is 90 degrees each, and the inside is 90 degrees as well. So that makes the inside of this 4-sided shape to be 90 degrees. Now, if we add 135 and 60 and 90 together, we should have 135 plus 150, 200, and let's write that down. So we have 150 plus 135 and then we have 285. Now we know that angles around a point add up to 360. So all these four angles should have added to 360. So we're going to do 360, take away 285 to know what our y is. So 285, so if I take that away, so that's a 5 there. Because you had borrowed one from here, you are left with 5 there. So 15 take away is 7. So your C, your y here will be 75 degrees. I hope this is all making sense, but if not, please put your comments in the comment section and I'll go over it, whatever you don't understand. So your y here will be 75 degrees, all right? So I'm just gonna go to D now, but I've got to clear my drawing, so if I clear that. So I'm going to go to D now. This is D, it's not very clear, but do bear with us. Now, it says you should find this y. We've done the pentagon before. We all know that the exterior angle of a pentagon, each exterior angle is 72 degrees. So if I get my pen, hopefully that should come up. Okay, so here, for a pentagon, we know the outside is 72 degrees. Remember, we've done something like that in B, so we already know it's 72 degrees because we do 360 divided by 5. And if the exterior is 72 degrees, the interior, which is this whole bit here, is 108 degrees. However, there is an equilateral triangle inside. So if this is 60 degrees, because an equilateral triangle, each one inside is 60 degrees, yeah, and you know that the whole thing should have been 108 for the inside. We need to know that our y will be 108. So I just write that again. 108. Oh dear. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm just gonna go 108, take away 60, and that should give us 48 degrees for D. So this y here will be 48 degrees. And it does make sense because if you add 48 to this 60, you get 108, which should have been the interior for the pentagon. All right, so your D is 48 degrees. So I'm going to move on to E. This is E, okay? It's also a pentagon, so it makes it really easy for us to do. We already know the outside or the exterior angle of a pentagon is 72 degrees. And the inside is 108 degrees each. However, from here to here is the same thing as from here to here because it's a regular polygon. When this has been split into a triangle up there, this is making this triangle an isosceles triangle. We already know that the top is 108 because the interior of a pentagon, the interior angle, is 108 degrees each. So angles in a triangle adds up to 180. So if you take 108 from 100, if you take 108 from 180, you have 72 left. So it makes this bit 36 for the bottom of the isosceles triangle. Remember, base angles of an isosceles triangle are the same thing. So if you add 108 plus 36 plus 36, you get 180 for the triangle. All right? But we know that because it's a pentagon, the whole bit here is 108, isn't it? But you already have 36 there. So to get what y is, you do 108, take away 36. So we have E to be 72 degrees. All right? So your y here is 72 degrees. And it does make sense because 72 plus 36 will give you 108, which is the interior angle of a pentagon. All right? So you need to remember that. So I'm going to clear the drawings for E and I'm going to move on to F. So now this is F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So octagon. We've done something on octagon on C. Remember when we did this bit? I hope you've written it down. Or I hope you wrote it down when we did it. Otherwise, I'm just going to go over it anyway. So for the octagon, 8-sided shape, what could be the exterior angle? So first thing you want to remember is that the exterior angles of any polygon in the world adds up to 360. So if you do 360 divided by 8, you should get 45 for the exterior of an octagon. 45 degrees each for the exterior. 45, okay, degrees. However, remember the inside will then be 135. Remember, because angles on a straight line should add up to 180 degrees. So 135, the whole bit here, plus 45 will give you 180. But there is a pentagon inside. And when we did the pentagon, we remember that each interior angle of a pentagon is 108. I hope we remember. So if this bit here is 108, let's write that one properly. Let's draw. So the bit here is 108. That looks like a 6. Let's change that. 108 degrees. So this bit here is 108, but the whole bit should be 135. So if we want to know what from here to here is, we need to take away 108 from 135 to know what y is. And if we do 135, take away 108, we should have 27. Let's write that properly. 27 degrees. That will be what y will be in this case. So I hope you understand that. However, if you have any questions, please put your comments in the comment section. We'll try and go over it, but basic rules applies here, and you need to remember all the skills we have used here. I probably will type them up and put them attached to this video. See you later. Thank you.